welcome to the Miami County Fair here in Troy, Ohio. Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association racing action from day one of the two-day Troy meet. Tonight we have 8 races to bring you. Jay Wolf and Tom Beck flying solo tonight. So we'll be talking to ourselves quite often. Remind everyone they can follow along. Past performance pages should be available on harnessracingohio.com. Go to the video link, and then underneath there you'll see a PDF link for the race programs. We have quite a few changes here in the first race. See if we're going to be on. Looks like we're on YouTube only tonight. That's fine. No, that's fine. That works out well. I just need to know which one I need to go. So, again, follow along, make some comments. Quite a few changes, as I mentioned, here in race number 1. Number 1, go accordingly. Kane Kaufman will now drive. Randy Tharps will drive the 2, Naked Berry. Number 3, Legendary Knight, Bob Warner will drive. And on the 5, Fond of Dancing, Emmanuel Miller. Those are the changes that we have right now. I know the chat is not as well used on the YouTube, but I will do my best to follow along. Tonight's announcer is Steve Cross, former voice of Hoosier Park. He always does the first night here in Troy, as Doug Ballinger will do tomorrow night, but Doug's doing his hometown Salina Fair, so they overlap by one day. Quite a bit going on tonight in the state of Ohio. We have Zanesville and Salina and here at Troy. So I think Zanesville got the Facebook Live, and we're fighting for YouTube viewers. This is one of the unique fairs where there's 2 stabling areas, one in the first turn and one in the last turn. So we'll be having horses coming from everywhere. Looks like all the trailers, though, are in the far turn, so that may bode well, especially with only 8 races tonight. Eight races tonight, 11 tomorrow here. Come right back tomorrow night, 6:30 here at Troy, the great Miami County Fair. Thank everyone for joining us. As I said, we've called the horses out onto the track. Expecting 6. I see 3, 4, 5. Need 1. Our judge tonight is Johnny Weiss. Lynn Scott is the photo finish. Brad Conrad will get to see all the smiling faces. This is Chamber of Commerce night here in Troy. So quite a few people down there waiting for their prize drawings. Thank you, Karen, for watching in Urbana. We were there last week. Put on a good show. Thanks for everything Urbana does for racing. This is my last fair. So, Eric, if I'm at Greenville, it'll be as a fan. So if the question's not too personal, you can always put it there in the comments, and I will do my best to... Since I'm talking to myself tonight, we might do a little bit more audience participation, so I hope everyone can participate that way. There is the call to the post for the first. Send it up to Steve Cross.
Horses on the track. this evening's first race. 3-year-old pacing Colton Gilden is going to start it off with a bang here. Ohio Colts Racing Association, sponsored by the Miami County Commissioners. The one go accordingly on the Lucky 58 stable of Springfield. Driver Kane Kaufman. Kane Kaufman drives the 1. 2 is Naked Berry, owned by the Golden Goose Stables of Cincinnati and Mike Valhamus of Troy. Driver is Randy Tharps. Randy Tharps on the 2. 3, Legendary Knight, owned by Worley Racing of West Milton. Driver changed to Bob Warner. Bob Warner on the 3. The 4 is Cruising Over Fire, owned by Myron Custer, Nysonger Stable, and Benson Roth of New Albany. Jeff Nysonger aboard. The 5 is Fond of Dancing, owned by Kathy Gorby of Huntsville. Driver is Manny Miller. Manny Miller on the 5. And the 6 is Just Cruising Along, owned by John Ackley of Washington Courthouse, Jason Beatty, and the Sulky. Field of 6 here in the opener. Win, Play, Show, Exacta, Quimilla, Trifecta, and early double wagering. 3-year-old pacing Colts and Gilding, sponsored by the Miami County Commissioners. Once again, wagering windows are open. Wagering windows are located under the grandstand with Win, Play, Show, Exacta, Quimilla, Trifecta, and early double wagering. The only other change in the double found in the second race. Second race, the 2, Am I a Queen, Manny Miller. Again, that is the only change in race 2. Manny Miller drives the 2.
There is no tote board here that we could easily see, so that makes it a little difficult. We'll do our best to get you prices. We are working.
The starter has called the horses. They're at the gate. The gate is moving.
The gate is rolling for the first. We're trying to get a new microphone up to Steve, so we'll hope that helps.
These are the 3-year-old Colts and Gilding, sponsored by the Miami County Commissioners. Field of 6, lining up, moving in. 6 on the gate. The Mike Wokenberg starting gate swings into the stretch for the start. Here they come. And the Dolphin pacing and Cruising on Fire. Fires right out, grabbing the lead. Go accordingly down to the inside. Coming away in second. Naked Berry drops in quickly into the 3rd spot as they round the first turn to the inside. And racing in 4th, it's Legendary Knight. 5th on the outside is Fond of Dancing. Cruising along is at the back of the pack here as they race over to the quarter-mile marker and the K-Man. Kane Kaufman has Go accordingly in the clear here, leading the way. Cruising on over, and Jeff Nysonger sit the pocket and wait there in second. Next in line in third, it's Naked Berry. The opening quarter, a swift 28-4. They race to the upper turn. Legendary Knight is next in the fourth. And now from last, here comes Cruising Along. Underway from fifth. Tipping out Fond of Dancing. Mandy Miller grabbing that cover. Will follow second over now as they come towards the half. So 4 to the inside and 2 on the move as they approach the halfway point. It's Go Accordingly, and Kane Kaufman still there as he checks over his shoulder. To the outside comes Cruising Along and Jason Beatty. They make their way up to challenge in second now. Cruising Over Fire is locked in behind the leader, and Manny Miller has Fond to Dance and second over to the outside. The half was 101-1. They circle the turn. They step onto the backstretch going to the three quarters. Go Accordingly has the lead. Cruising Along still there, lurking in second with Cruising Over Fire continuing to wait for that racing room. Fond of Dancing is well placed second over. Naked Berry buried on the inside, and set to go 3 wide is Legendary Knight. They pass the three quarters at 130-1. Into the final turn, Go Accordingly. The lead is just ahead. Cruising Along is turning it up now, and Cruising on Fire is still waiting to the inside. Fond of Dancing set to go 3 wide, making the turn, racing for home. Go Accordingly clings to the lead. Cruising Along to the outside, and late pace now. Fond of Dancing to the wire. It's Go Accordingly. Go Accordingly wins. Cruising Along finished second. Very tight for show. Time of the mile, 1:59-1.
1:59-1 for your winner. Gate to Wire, Go Accordingly. Kane Kaufman drove that one well for Mike Polhamus. Lucky 58 Stables of Springfield, Ohio. Gate to Wire in 1:59-1. Quarters 28-4, 101-1. Three quarters 131, and time of the mile 1:59-1. The three-quarter pole, there was all 6 of them had a shot at the victory. 165 unofficial. Cruising Along was the first to challenge as they went past the half. Was game all the way to the wire. Back in front of your stands, your winner, Go Accordingly. That is your winner, Go Accordingly. The bit of a legend end out of the Rocket Amadeus mare, A Rockin' Good Night, owned by the Lucky 58 stable of Springfield, Ohio. Mike Polhamus picks up the first win of the two-day meet here. So that is your race number 1, won by Go Accordingly. We'll turn the page to race number 2. First and only division of the 2-year-old filly pace. Field of 6, Emmanuel Miller will drive the 2. Am I a Queen? No other changes. Field of 6. We'll talk about all 6 when we come back after these messages.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Wallner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms. Frederick.
Make summer memories this year at the Ohio County Fairs. The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association will be live streaming every race this year, and we want you to be there. Be a part of the excitement with the 2025 Ohio County Fair Racing Passport. Stop by the OHHA broadcast location in the grandstand to pick up your passport and stamp. Get stamps at every fair you attend. Prizes will be awarded to those that attend the most racing programs. Get your passport at the first fair you attend or call the OHHA office at 614-221-3650. Harness Racing, the fastest ride at the fair.
Welcome back. Miami County Fair here in Troy, Ohio. Jay Wolf and Tom Beck bringing you the action here from Troy, Ohio. I swore almost 35 years ago I might not ever come back to Troy, Ohio. We had a horse with Bill Walters. We were minor owners of a horse with Bill Walters. We came over to race. Of course, every way we came seemed to have a bridge out or a road, so it took us twice as long to get here as it should have. We get here around race number 3, and race number 8 is starting to get dark. And I said, wonder when they're going to turn the lights on. Next thing you know, they announced that the 7th race was going to, the 7th race was going to be the last race because the lights wouldn't work. And wouldn't you know it, I had a horse in race 8. so we spent two and a half hours getting over here just so we could get our entry fee back, and then we had to drive right back home to Delaware, Ohio. So I like to tell that story every time I'm here. Might not need the lights tonight with only 8 races, but I did see that last night was the last sunset after 9 o'clock until June of next year, which is kind of depressing. I want to thank everyone for following along. They do score 6 wide here at Troy. We are using the post position saddle pads, so your red, blue, white, green, black, yellow in post position orders, which is extremely helpful. Also, follow along. You can download a past performance program on harnessracingohio.com. And while you're there, you can also tour the new Hall of Fame. The Harness Racing Hall of Fame in the state of Ohio has been going on for nearly 40 years. But thanks to the OHHA, we now have a permanent location for bios and pictures. And if you have some information, some bios or stories or pictures, please send them to the OHHA, and we'll be sure that we'll get them all posted up there. We hope we have the announcer situation fixed. Fingers crossed. Tom's got his fingers crossed. It's a very unique situation here at Troy. We have four groups, age, sex, and gait. that only had one division. So those 4 races will go for five digits each. We have a couple overnights. We have the Lady Pace, and we also have a signature series event. So it's unique that the stakes portion, if you will, is only got one division of each. This one is going for $14,544. 2-year-old fillies, field of 6. It's tough to see who's on the track for the post parade and who's on the track to warm up. I think we got all 6 now. They're all out for the second. We'll send it up to Steve Cross for an introduction.
You guys like to have your hands free while you're
Exactly.
swap this clip for the wireless one. Could not get any signal, any real signal out of that.
Horses on the track for the second race, race 2, the 2-year-old Pacing Fillies. Purse of $14,544. It's the Richard and John Printrock Memorial. One is Rockin' and Knockin', owned by Seth Bennett, Paul Sutterhouse, and James Luttrell of Paris, Kentucky, King Hoffman drives. The 2, MIA Queen with the CT Stables and Thomas K, driver Manny Miller. 3, Delta Lady, owned by Gavin Worthy. Mary Irvine of Nicesonger Stable with Jim Nicesonger. 4 is Deborah L, owned by Levan Stable of Wichita. Early Racing, Reese and Levan. Louis Levan driving. The 5, Sendo, owned by American Racing and Racehorse Express with Bean of Sabino, Ohio. And the 6 to Pair the Air, owned by Mike Williams and Kevin Manley. Jason Beatty of Muskogee. Field 6 here, the second race, Richard and John Printrock Memorial. 2 Pacing Fillies with place of exacta. Trifecta Cornwall wagering.
Take a closer look at the field of 6 here. 2-year-old filly Pacers. Number 1 is Rockin' and Knockin'. King Kaufman will look to go back to back. He is also the trainer. Seth Bennett of Lexington, Kentucky. Paul Sunderhaas of Florida, and James Lufferall from Kentucky are the owners. This one's 0 for 2. Had some bad luck. Has broken stride both charted lines.
Give it a shot.
Our starts of the year, Circleville and Lebanon made breaks. Had broken equipment, though, at Lebanon. Is 0 for 2 on the season. This Pet Rock filly is out of the Western Terramare Knockout Pout. Number 2 is Am I a Queen? Emmanuel Miller will drive for Travis Redd and CT Stables of Washington Courthouse, and Thomas Cave of Cablesville, Kentucky are the owners. This one is also 0 for 2, but picked up 2 purse checks. Was 5th at Eaton and 4th at Urbana. Number 3 is Delta Lady. Jeff Nicehonger trains and reigns this one and co-owns with Mary Lynn Irvine and Kathy Gorby of Ohio and Florida. This one has been first or second, 8 of 9 starts this season, has earnings of $25,600. Was a $20,000 purchase, has a mark of 2 minutes and 4/5 at Lebanon. Number 4 is Deborah L. Hank Levan trains. Louis Levan will drive for Levan Stables. Early Racing, Richard Fries and Megan Levan. This one's 0 for 10 on the season, but has picked up a check in his last 8 starts. Number 5 is Sando. Brett Schwartz trains. Hired Gun Racing and Racehorse Express of Washington Courthouse, and Mitchell Bean of Sabina, Ohio. Dylan Fagan will drive. This one has been second or third, 5 of 6 on the season. Was third last time at Urbana. Timed in 2:01. Two back was second, beaten 9, but was timed in 59 and 2 at Piketon. Rounding out the field of 6 is the 6, 2 pair in the air. Brian George's trains, co-owns with Kevin Manley. Jason Beatty will drive. This one is 0 for 5, but does have a second place finish. That was 2 back at Chillicothe, was 3rd last time out at Urbana. That is your field for the second 2-year-old filly Pace, sponsored by Richard and John Fintrock Memorial. Becky Wokenberg has the fillies in her control as she's driving the gate tonight. I suppose we'll give Mike a shout out too. It is Mike as the starter.
Filly is approaching the gate. It's the Richard and John Finfrock Memorial. Gates rolling. It's post time at the Miami County Fair. The gate swings into the stretch for the start. 2-year-old filly Pacers. Here they come. And they're off. And Deborah L. hustles right out. Delta Lady comes away well. Rocking and knocking down to the inside. Is off stride. Between horses there, MIA Queen, she's on a break. Up and around those breaking horses is Sando and 2 pair in the air, the early trailer moving up now. They're on the back stretch with Delta Lady and Jeff Nicesonger leading the way. The lead is a length. Louis Levan sitting tight in the pocket with Deborah L. as they arrive at the first quarter-mile marker. Inside, Rocket and Knocket is now back pacing. Make that Sando, who's sitting in the 3rd spot. 2 pair in the air follows 4th. Then comes Rocket and Knockin' along the inside in the 5th. And MIA Queen has recovered, but trails in 6th. The opening quarter was 29-2 as they come around the turn, heading this way, coming past the stands. And on the front, leading the way, it's a Delta Lady and Jeff Nicesonger leading a length. Deborah L. to the inside, and now rushing to the outside comes Sando and Dylan Fagan on the attack first over with 2 pair in the air tagging along. To the inside, Rocket and Knockin' continues in the 5th spot. They have 101 and 4 as they round the turn, stepping on to the backstretch. Delta Lady has led every step thus far. To the outside, Sando still there at the leader's wheel is 2nd. Deborah L. waiting for Racing him to the inside is locked but gapping the leader 3rd. Rockin' and Knockin' moving through traffic. Comes to the outside, is now underway for Kaufman. Racing in 4th. Back to the inside, 2 pair in the air. At the 3/4 in 131 and 2. It's Delta Lady. She's easing away from the field. Delta Lady by 2.5 lengths. To the inside, Sando is all out, chasing in 2nd. Rocket and Knock it to the outside. Top of the stretch with less than a 16th to go. It's Delta Lady. Delta Lady handily here. Delta Lady is under wraps to win the Richard and John Finfrock Memorial. Sando finished 2nd. Rocket and Knockin' 3rd. Time of the mile, 2:01 1/5.
2:01 and 1 for your gate to wire winner, Delta Lady. Jeff Nicesonger and Louis Levan and Deborah L. fought for the early lead. Mr. Levan decided to take the 2-hole and let Delta Lady control the fractions. 29 and 2, 101 and 4, 131 and 2, 2:01 and 1. For your winner, Delta Lady. Jeff Nicesonger trains this Catch the Fire filly out of the Roll with Joe mare, Sugar on the Beach. Kathy Gorby of Huntsville, Ohio. Mary Lynn Irvine of Puente Verde, California. And Jeff Nicesonger of Lebanon are your owners. 7th win in 10 career starts. Has 2 second-place finishes. Been 1st or 2nd, 9 of 10 starts. Delta Lady, your winner. Gate to wire, 2:01 and 1. Unofficial 2nd, Sando. Came and pressured at the half, held on for 2nd. Number 3, Rocket and Knockin' broke stride at the start, caught the field going down the backstretch the first time, was able to get up for 3rd despite the break. Deborah L. looked like she hung on for 4th, 2 pair in the air, 5th, and MIA Queen broke stride at the start and finished last. Race 2 goes to Delta Lady 201 in 1. We quickly turn the page to race number 3, Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series, a field of 5. We'll talk about all 5 when we come back after these commercial messages.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Welcome back, Troy, Ohio, day 1 of the Miami County Fair. We come right back tomorrow, 6:30 for 11 races. I saw a quote or comment in here that they haven't seen Frank Froz in a while at the fairs. Well, yeah, first of all, the first criteria is they have to have good food. You know, I'm sure he was at Croton. I know he was at Bell Fountain. I know he was at Urbana. He told me he's trying to get to more county fairs. He said he wants to get to as many as possible, so he has been out and about. I sent him an email earlier today, and I got an out of office, so I'm not sure if he's at a meeting, a conference, or just taking a well-deserved day off. But Frank's been out and about at the county fairs. This is one of the busier days. We have Zanesville racing tonight. We also have Salina racing tonight and here at Troy. We did have a placing in the second race. Kane Kaufman made a break and made an interference, so he was disqualified and placed third. So recheck on your program, top down. Number 1, place 6th. 2, a Queen, place 5th. Delta Lady was your winner. Deborah L. was placed 3rd. Sando, 2nd. 2 Pernier, 5, place 4. Time of the mile, 2:01. Your first and second place horse were not affected by the interference. Sorry, we did not have that earlier. Next up is the Springhaven Farm Lady Driving Series. Ohio was represented recently by Lauren Harmon over the international driving event over in Wales at the Vincent Delaney Memorial. She went over and raced in a Ladies Invitational. Raced well. It was a multi-horse photo finish. Came up just short. but represented the good old US of A quite well. This is my last fair of the year, so anytime you see me from this point forward, I'll be a fan. So at least I put it this way, this is the last one I'm scheduled to be at. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent sometimes. We did receive a couple questions regarding wins by drivers and a number of I want to thank everyone for following along. One of the articles, I don't know how many people subscribe, but I highly suggest there is a free publication that comes out 3 days a week, comes right to your inbox. Or if you don't want to subscribe, you can go to harnessracingupdate.com. It's a great little newsletter, has some informational stories. One of the stories this week, so it would have been Sunday's edition, talked about the great rivalries in racing. And that got me thinking of, I'd love to hear what other people, now I was born in 1970, so if you go back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, I'm not much luck. But we'll talk a little bit about that after the post parade here for the third. That is your post parade for the third. I'm just going to say this, the ladies always do it better. They had a nice post parade, evenly spread out. Some of the guys could take lessons on how that post parade went. Number one is Yes I Did. Brian Jones trains for driver owner Mandy Jones of Greenville, Ohio. This one is 0 for 8 on the season. Has a pair of second place finishes, 4 back at Bucyrus, 6 back at Marion, and both of the ladies driving series will have the rail tonight. Number 2 is I Love My Woody. Thomas Horner Jr. is the owner and trainer. Leslie Joyce will make the driving decisions. 0 for 10 on the season, 1 of 21 last season. Has a lifetime mark as an 8-year-old, 52-3 at Lexington. This is 11-year-old by Woodstock out of the Stand Forever mare Cheery. Number 3 is text writer Randy Tharps trains. Scott Blinkowitz is the owner. Jasmine Arnold will get the driving assignment. 0 for 6 on the season, has a second place finish. That was 4 back at Soudadown over a sloppy track. Finished second by a length in 54 with trainer Randy Tharps in the bike. Number 4 is Skyway Trooper, Bobby Joe Brewer. Daniel Brewer is the trainer and the owner. This is an 8-year-old out of Always a Virgin. Has 4 wins in 24 starts. Has a 53-3 mile at Lexington last time out in a non-winners of 15 last 5. Number 5, Lying in Cash. Tisha Lohman is the owner-trainer. Jennifer Main will drive. 4 wins, 2 seconds in 11 seasonal starts. Has won 3 straight here in Ohio. Started on July 1st at Marion. Was scratched twice. Then raced at Marysville and Chillicothe in the ladies series and in a free-for-all. So 3 straight for the Erica Shea Hanover out of the Cam's Last Laugh. Mare Jokers. White Lil. That's hard to say because it's all one word and it's really small, and my eyes are going bad already tonight. This is a 9-year-old gelding. That's your field of 5. So before the post parade, I was asking who your favorite rivalry is here in the state of Ohio. It could be old, it could be current, it could be, who you would like to see race against each other. A couple of them that a couple years ago we had Sugar Instead and Jurassic Hattie. That was a nice little rivalry. But another one that I'm going to go back to the mid-'80s. There was Sakaram and Steinem. Philly Pacers at 2 and 3 raced against each other. Steinem couldn't beat Sakaram in the state of Ohio, but Steinem went on to win the Breeders' Crown as a 2-year-old. So just interesting how Steinem, and there's also a third horse in there, Trudy Almerhurst. Jay Pisciano was the driver of that one, and the three of them always seem to put on good shows at the various Sire Stakes events. The field of 5 is on the track, but we have a 6th horse. He's a trotter, so hopefully he's just warming up and soon will be finding his way off the track. Field of 5 here in the Ladies Driving Series. They gain points throughout the year, and the 8 finalists will come back and race Sunday of Jug Week. The race has been moved from Tuesday to Sunday. If you haven't paid attention, we've moved a lot of the races around for Jug Week. So races that may have been on Wednesday may now be on Tuesday, and races that were on Sunday now may be on Monday, etc. I was told the only thing that we couldn't do is we couldn't move the jughead off of Wednesday and we couldn't move the jug off of Thursday, but everything else was fair game. And so we invite everyone to take a look at the race schedule at littlebrownjug.com. 5 lady drivers always put on a good show. Field of 5 behind the Wilkenberg starting gate. Mike and Becky Wilkenberg have them under their control. We'll be back after the call here of the 3rd Ladies Driving Series, sponsored by Springhaven Farm.
A field of 5 here with Yes I Did, I Love My Woody, Tex Rider, Skyway Trooper, and Lying in Cash. They're in the stretch, ready for the start. Here they come. And they're off, Lying in Cash hustles away wide of the outside. Tex Rider there between horses. Yes, I Did driving through to the inside. Mandy Jones will protect her position there. They're 3 deep around that first turn. I Love My Woody coming away in the 4th spot to the inside and 5th end. It's Skyway Trooper as they turn to the back stretch. And Mandy Jones has Yes, I Did in control here, leading a half length now. Tex Rider and Jasmine Arnold caught and parked to the outside. I Love My Woody down on the inside, racing and blocked in behind that leader. 28 seconds flat for a quick opening quarter here as they round the turn. They come down past the stands. Skyway Trooper and Lying in Cash, the trailers, as they come this way with Yes, I Did and Mandy Jones leading to the outside, and still parked in second. It's Tex Rider, and now second over, Lying in Cash, Jennifer Main, moving that one 3 wide now as they pass the half. I Love My Woody is locked in behind horses and the trailer, but on the move now is Lying in Cash. The half was 58-1. Yes, I Did continues to control with Tex Rider there between horses. 3 wide of the outside. It's Skyway Trooper as they make the turn, racing down the back stretch. And on the inside now, Tex Rider has just taken a short lead. Tex Rider on the inside. And on the outside, it's Lying in Cash. These two together at the 3/4 in 1:26-3. Tex Rider, Lying in Cash, they continue to slug it out. Skyway Trooper looking to emerge onto the scene. They make the turn, racing for home. Tex Rider, Lying in Cash. These two side by side. Lying in Cash has the nod now, and Lying in Cash will take the lead. Tex Rider gives way. Skyway Trooper closing quickly. It's Lying in Cash, Lying in Cash, and Jennifer Main to win the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series in 1:56-2.
1:56-2 for the Ladies Driving Series. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They would park their own mother if they had to. They went 3 wide into the first turn. Jasmine Arnold was parked on the outside for much of the race. But Lying in Cash, who sort of sat back and watched the fray in front of her, came around the field down the backstretch and scored a half-length victory over Tex Rider. Unofficial 5-3-4. 156-2, quarters 58, half 58-1, 3 quarters 126-3. They got home in 29-4 for the 156-2 mile. That's 4 straight for Lying in Cash. This is 5th win in 12 seasonal starts. Has a mark as a 5-year-old at Hawthorne, 150 back 4 years ago. This is a 9-year-old Erica Shea Hanover gelding, owned by trainer Tisha Lohman, Miamisburg, Ohio, just south of Dayton. Not a bad trip for her. 4 straight here in the Buckeye State. They put on a good show for us every time. We are turning the page to race 4 of the 8-race card. 2-year-old Colt Trot, field of 5, going for $13,500. Robert Warner will drive the 1, Tony Paco. Number 2, Mickey's Money, driven by Jeff Neisarner for the field of 5. We'll talk about all 5 when we come back after these messages.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Race card. We're already up to race number 4. Want to remind everyone that before that last race, we talked about some of the great rivalries here in the state of Ohio. And during the 90s, we had one Billy six-shooter, Dr. Elbon, and Carmel Dumpling. Carmel Dumpling was a Herbie Levan horse. Dr. Elbon, I believe, gave Danny Noble his first career win. I think he was 12 or 13 at a matinee. Some good memories there. Another rivalry was between drivers, Jack Daly and Jeff Nysonger. They would park each other every time they left the gate against each other. You can say that for a few drivers. Lebanon Raceway was not for the faint of heart. I'd like to welcome Robert Roberts from Acton, Massachusetts. Spent a lot of time at this fair in Troy growing up. Welcome back. I'm sure nothing has really changed much over the years. Maybe some of the food offerings, maybe not so much deep fried stuff. Tom, do you have a food report? Nope, no food report. Well, I went and got a sausage sandwich and some waffle fries from the 4-H booth down below. Sausage was good and spicy, so no complaints. Very convenient.
We do have a local club here that does milkshakes.
Oh, where's that?
It's you go back. It's like a block back, and to your left, a little white shed.
All right.
Great milkshakes.
All right, that's going to be my stop on the way before I get out of here.
Yep, well worth it.
All right, a white shed. We were razzing Frank Froz about his always going to the fairs for the food. If I find myself eating at the same spots every time because you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, when I got to come to a fair or go to a football or away football game or anything like that, first thing I think of is where am I going to eat?
Yeah. Not what's post time or the first. When's the kickoff? You worry about what can I eat before I go?
Yes.
There is the call to the post for the 4th field of 5. 2-year-old Colt Trotters, $13,500 on the line. Everyone will get a check. That is your field of 5 for the 4th. Number 1 is Tony Paco. Trainer Bob Warner will now drive this Marseille Colt out of the My MVP mare T.I.'s Punch. Pasco Vucina from Michigan is the owner. 2 wins, a second and a third in 6 seasonal starts. Was a winner 2 back at Wapakoneta. Was 3rd last time out at Urbana. Number 2 is Mickey's Money. Jeff Nysonger trains and reigns this one. Co-owns with Kathy Gorby. This is a ready for money Colt out of the Master Levesque mare Mickey Levesque. 4 wins, a second, 2/3 in 10 seasonal starts, $20,000 plus. This was a $10,000 yearling purchase. Won 3 in a row at Lebanon, Sydney, and Eaton, then finished 3rd back-to-back at Xenia and Chillicothe. Was 5th last time out at Urbana. Number 3 is Drinks on Royal Ray. Roger Hughes Jr. is the trainer and owner. Jason Beatty will pick up the driving assignment for the Royalty for Life gelding. This one has not missed the board in 8 starts, 2 wins, 4 seconds, and 2/3, $18,000 plus. It was a $3,200 purchase at the Blooded Horse sale last year. It has 4 straight second place finishes, seconds at Eaton, Xenia, Chillicothe, and Urbana. Number 4 is Bunsen. David Meyer reigns and trains this one for Julie Meyer and Kelly Meyer of Sydney and Versailles, Ohio. 3 wins in 8 starts. One of those wins was a lifetime best 2:04.2 at Ottawa. Was a winner 2-back at Wapakoneta in 2:06. Rounding out the field of 5 is the 5, Judge Lett. Justin Hall trains and drives this one for Golden Gate USO of Columbus. This is a creatine gelding, Cantab, Hall, Mare, Wine, and Lenny. This one has a win in 4 seconds in 5 seasonal starts. 2:08 mark at Sydney. That was 3 back. Was second at Piketon and second at Chillicothe. Something's got to give here. We have horses that have been on the board all of their career starts. Judge Lett, 5 for 5. Drinks on Royal Ray, 8 for 8. Mickey's Money has only missed 3 top 3 finishes. Tony Paco only 2. Bunsen has 3 wins in 8 starts, so nice little field of 5 here, 2-year-old colts in the Ohio Colt Racing Association. $13,500 on the line tonight. They're saying they can't hear Steve. Okay. Field of 5 taking another turn. One's in the infield. Jason Beatty with the 3, drinks on Royal Ray. The screen is still on the track in the first turn, so now he's going off the track. Mike Wilkenberg and Becky are moving into position, so the field of 5 will all be turned and will be on their way for the start of the 4th. $13,500. Horses of moving towards the Wilkenberg starting gate. We'll send it up to Steve Cross.
A field of 5, lining up, moving in. Gates rolling. It's post time at the Miami County Fair. Tony Paco, Mickey's Money, Drinks in Royal Ray, Bunsen, and it's the Judge. Judge Lett on the outside. 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings, $13,500 on the line. Here they come. And they're off, and Drinks in Royal Ray, wasting no time, fires right out, crosses over, and grabs the lead. Tony Paco to the inside, slipping through, is away in second. Bunsen caught wide to the outside as they make the turn to the backstretch. And down on the inside, it's Mickey's Money trotting in 4th. The early trailer in 5th is Judge Lett. Down the backstretch, Drinks in Royal Ray, and Jason Beatty leading the way by 3 parts of a length. Bunsen and David Meyer pressing on to the outside as together they reach the quarter side by side with Tony Paco right there behind battling leaders. The opening quarter was 29-2. So they trot the far turn. Drinkson Royal Ray. The Royalty for Life has a lead here by just ahead. Bunsen still there on the outside. Too wide is content to sit there. And now takes a short lead. Bunsen pokes a nose in front. But Drinkson Royal Ray going to play some hardball here on the inside. Tony Paco, meantime, gaps in third. Another 2.5 lengths. Mickey's Money and Judge Let watching the action of the back seat here. 59-3 was the halftime for these 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings as they continue to battle on the front. Bunsen on the outside, and on the inside, it's Drinkson Royal Ray as they race over to the 3/4 mile marker. And now Drinkson Royal Ray begins to inch away here. Bunsen is parked to the outside, 3 wide around that retreating cover. Mickey's Money down to the inside. Tony Paco, Judge Led at the back. 1:30-1 at 3/4 as they enter the final turn. Drinkson Royal Ray has been pressured every step of the way here by Bunsen, who's still there on the outside. Mickey's Money 3 wide as they come to the top of the stretch. They've less than a 16th to go. On the inside, Drinkson Royal Ray is now all out. Bunsen is still there and lurking. Here comes Mickey's Money down to the line. Drinkson Royal Ray in a hard-fought battle for win. Bunsen there in second with Mickey's Money in third. Top of the mile, 2:03.
2:03 for your winner, Drinks on Royal Ray. Bunsen was parked the entire mile, would not give up, lost by a half a length to your winner, Drinks on Royal Ray. Bunsen unofficially second. Mickey's Money looked to get third, unofficial. 3-4-2, 206 or 2:03. Bunsen with post 4, went off the gate, couldn't clear number 3, Drinks on Royal Ray, so was forced to be parked the entire mile. Looked like he was going to throw out the anchor down the backstretch the second time, but re-rallied and only lost by a half a length, so might not show in the how impressive that mile was, but you might want to circle that one for future reference. Number 3, Drinks on Royal Ray. Roger Hughes Jr. of Jamestown, Ohio is your winning trainer and owner. Royalty for Life gelding out of the Donato Hanover mare, Drinks on the House. Third win in 9 starts. Been on the board all 9 career starts.
A winner here in 2:03. Lifetime best for the son of Royalty for Life. Out of Drinks of the House by Donato Hanover. Bred by the Golden Acres Farm of Ohio. The huge junior of Jamestown, the third trainer Jason Beatty. The winning driver, Drinkson Royal Ray. Wins the 4th race, sponsored by Miami Valley Feed and Grain. A mile 2:03 into the lifetime best for the 3-time winner. Results now official race 4 from the top of the program. Tony Paco was 5th. Mickey's Money 3rd, Drinkson Royal Ray the winner, Bunsen was 2nd, Judge Lent finished 4th, 5-3-1, 2 and 4. Quarter time 29-2, the half 59-3 3/4 time 1:30-1. The final time 2:03. Upcoming at the 5th race.
That is your rundown for race 4. We're halfway through our card. We turn the page to race number 5. Only change I have Conley Newberry on the 6, Vintage Ace. Conley Newberry will pick up the drive on the 6, Vintage Ace. This is a conditioned events. We'll talk field of 6. We'll talk about all 6 when we come back after these messages.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. For over 100 years, the values at CoverLink Insurance have been clear. Do the right thing. These values have been at the forefront of what we do, and that will never change. At CoverLink Insurance, you're a person, not a policy. Whether you raise crops, livestock, or own the family farm, CoverLink's farm insurance can be tailored to meet your needs. Trusted advice and solutions to protect what matters most. Great service from great people. CoverLink Insurance.
We are back. Troy, Ohio. First of 2 nights of racing here at the great Miami County Fair. Come back tomorrow, 11 race card. Post time again, 6:30. I mentioned tonight was a busy night. We had racing at Zanesville at 6 o'clock, Troy here at 6:30. Then we also had Salina tonight at 6 o'clock, so 3 fairs racing simultaneously. As I mentioned, Troy will go again tomorrow at 6:30. The first night of the Henry County Fair at Napoleon, Ohio will go postward tomorrow at 6. So it looks like we'll be on YouTube again tomorrow unless we get on the air really early and steal the signal from them, and then they'll be mad. Little rivalry here between crews. Then the action moves to Rock Springs. Napoleon will race Tuesday and Wednesday, both nights at 6:30. Then we go to Rock Springs in Meigs County, Ohio. That's one of the fairs that I haven't been to that I'd love to go. I always reference it as a paperclip. It's 2 straightaways, and I think the drivers have to get off the bike, move the bike around, set it down, get back on, and then they go a full sprint down the backstretch and have to do it again. The turns are tight, probably not that tight. We want to thank our speed committee here at the speed superintendent here at the Miami County Fair, Jason Moore. I mentioned our presiding judge is Johnny Weiss. I haven't heard from his sister, so maybe she doesn't know he's on YouTube, but Charter Rick Gleason, clerk Lisa Swartz, photo finish Lynn Scott, Brad Conrad, Mike Wokenberg, Doug Ballinger, and Steve Cross. This might be the #1 group of all the county fairs. Got all the guys and gals who do all the work out throughout the year here at Troy. Bill Peters will have the announcing duties at Henry County Fair at Napoleon next 2 days. Roger Houston will be at the Rock Springs. Then they move on to Greenville. 3-day Greenville meet, the 15th, 16th, and 21st. Doug Ballinger, I think this is Doug's 53rd or 53rd year maybe at Greenville. He was honored a couple years ago for 50 years. So we invite you to come along. I have yet to stamp. I have yet to stamp a passport. I have yet to stamp a passport. We invite you, if you're out and about, We invite you, if you're out and about, we invite you to stop by one of the many county fairs. We have a great passport program. Tom, did you sign any passports today? So. If you guys turn in passports and they have Troy on it for first night, I'm going to call you a cheater because no one's come by, got their passport signed. They're probably all at Salina. So it's a neat program. It's hard to believe it's already, we're in double digits in August already.
Programs available now down at Mutuals. You can purchase a program for $3 down at the Mutual windows.
Sounds like they may have. We understand we may not have had
for
sound
the
for the
horses
post-parade
for
and
race 5.
results. We have talked to Steve Cross, so hopefully he'll hold our microphone as well. If not, Steve Cross, direct all your complaints to him. We don't pay him anything from just the fair does, so we'll be
Only
nice
the
to
one
Steve.
Rock My
He's a
World
good
and
egg.
Vintage Ace.
Field of 6. The conditions of this next race: winners of
Waiting on
1,000,
the
but not
1
more than
and the
10,000
6.
in 2025. Also eligible non-winners of 1,000 since the 10th of July who have had one start in 2025. There is also a $5,000 claiming tag you can race under. I do not see any horses being claimed, so I don't think that they're going to have to figure anything out like that. Some unique conditions here. Purse $1,250. Tonight we have the
And
R.J. Brown,
Vermont.
Skeeter Brown Memorial Trot, free for all. We'll try to do better here on the post parade.
Horses on the track for the 5th race, race 5. These are conditioned pacers, field of 6. Purse of $1,250. The one is Rock My World by Ken Hurst of Dayton. Driver change, Jeff Nysongar. 2, Money Like It Is, owned by the mayor of Bryant, Indiana, Gary Loy, and Tom Baker of Greenville. Chris Hope drives. 3 is Natural History, owned by Steve McDaniel of North Carolina with Jason Beatty. 4, Bridge of Love, owned by Levi Bontrager of Forest, Roy Wilson up. 5 is Barely Tricky, Randy Tharps owns and drives. And the 6, Vintage Ace, owned by the Dewberry Stable, Mike Bohemus, PJ Stables, and Agland Metro Services. Driver is Conley Dewberry. When play shall exact the trifecta.
That is a
And
field
Cornell
for your
wagering,
5th condition
race,
event. Number 1,
sponsored
Rock
by
My World TL. Jeff Nysongar will drive for owner-trainer Kenny Hurst, 8-year-old mare out of World of Rock and Roll. This one has one win in 21 seasonal starts. That was back during the Miami Valley meet, 56-1. Was 5th last time out Urbana in their condition event, timed in 2 minutes and 1/5. Number 2 is Money Like It Is. Christopher Hope is the trainer and driver for Gary Lowe and Tom Baker of Greenville and Bryant, Indiana. This is 1 for 7 on the season. That win was at Miami Valley in a condition event, 53 flat at 11-1 that night. This is an 8-year-old out of Tell It Like It Is. Number 3 is Natural History. Brian Georges trains for Steve McDaniel of Shelby, North Carolina. Jason Beatty will look to go back-to-back. This is 0 for 17 on the season. Has 2 second-place finishes and 4 third-place finishes, including last time out in the free-for-all at Chillicothe. Number 4, Bridge of Love. Roy Wilson will drive for Sharif Kumla. And Levi Bottinger is the owner. 1 win in 17 starts. That win was at Miami Valley, 54-4. Was 8th last time out at Saddle Downs, non-winners of 2000 last 4. Number 5 is Barley Tricky. Randy Tharps owns, trains, and reigns this Charlie Barley 4-year-old gelding. has one win on the season. That win was at Miami Valley, 54-3. Has 2 second-place finishes. Raced last time out at Scioto Downs. A 10th-place finish, though, timed in 55 flat. Rounding out the field of 6 is the 6. Conley Newberry will drive. Vintage Ace, Mike Polhamus. For Newberry Stables, Mike Polhamus and PJ Stables in Agland Metro Services. All of Ohio. This is a 5-year-old Western vintage gelding. Second start of the season, first time out at Urbana, was 5th place finish, beaten 10 lengths, timed in 59-1 with Kane Kaufman in the bike. This is a 4-year-old Western vintage. Field of 6. I think, Tom, you got us in a good spot. By the time the sun will be in our eyes, it'll be behind the tree.
It is moving.
Tree line backstretch, if you've never been here. Industrial plant there, just over the tree line. Field of 6.
It's post time
behind the Wilkenberg starting gate. We'll set it
Race
up.
5, conditioned
to
to
Steve
Pacers,
Cross.
sponsored by Neil R. Clark and Sons. Field of 6 on the gate. The gate swings into the stretch for the start. Here they come. And a perfect start. They're off and pacing. Bridge of Love fires right out. Money Like It Is to the inside. Rock My World TL sliding through, looking for early racing position as they charge into the first turn. Natural History coming out in 4th. Angling in and gapping in 5th is a barely tricky Vintage Ace is at the back of the pack as they head down the backstretch. Chris Hope has Money Like It Is in the clear here. It's short-lived. Here's Bridge of Hope. Roy Wilson to the outside of nose and neck, now a length in front. So they race to the first quarter-mile marker. Bridge of Love has just taken the lead from Money Like It Is. Opening quarter was 28-1, and now to the outside comes Barely Tricky. Barely Tricky making his bid as they come around the turn, and Barely Tricky and Randy Tharps have now taken the lead as they come to the halfway point. So it's Barely Tricky. The lead is 2 lengths. Natural History and Jason Beatty to the outside. Locked in on the inside, it's Bridge of Love racing in 3rd, and Vintage Ace is on the move from last. Racing in 4th as they pass the half. Money Like It Is has been shuffled all the way back to 5th. And Rock My World TL is at the back. 57-4 was the halftime as they round the turn. Stepping onto the back stretch and in the clear, it's Barely Tricky and Randy Tharps. The lead is a length. Natural History to the outside as they're at the leader's wheel 2nd. Vintage Ace is drafting with cover 3rd. Locked in on the inside in 4th. It's Bridge of Love. They pass the 3/4-mile marker. It's Barely Tricky, still there by a length and a half, nearly 2. Natural History to the outside is 2nd. 3/4 time, 1:26-3 as they round the final turn. It's Barely Tricky. The lead is a length and a half. Natural History and Vintage Ace, they're racing in 3rd. They make the turn, racing for home with less than a 16th to go. It's Barely Tricky. Barely Tricky to the inside is Vintage Ace. To the outside, from far back comes Rock My World TL to the wire. Barely Tricky in front. In 157-1.
157-1 for Barley Tricky. Randy Tharps owns, trains, and reigns this 4-year-old gelded son of Charlie Barley out of the Pine Valley mare Tricky Trendy. Second win in 19 seasonal starts. With the win goes over $21,000 seasonal earnings and $70,000 lifetime. Was a purchase 2 years ago at the Buckeye Classic sales for 3 years ago at $3,700. Astute purchase from Randy Tharps. I think at least 4 people had the lead at one point in the first half of that race.
Number 5, Barely Tricky. 2nd and 6th, Vintage Ace. Finishing 3rd, number 1.
Rock My World TL 3rd in a photo. That would put Natural History. Jason Beatty 4th unofficial. 5, 6, 1, 3. 5, 6, 1, 3 unofficial. Randy Tharps. If you thought you were at the old Lebanon Raceway watching this, you have Jeff Nysonger and Chris Hope and Jason Beatty and Roy Wilson and Randy Tharps. Brings back memories of the old Lebanon Raceway. Randy was a
That's what I had.
longtime driver there at the Warren County Fairgrounds. Randy doesn't drive as much as he used to, obviously. 61 years old. I would have lost that bet.
Race 5 is now official. Official results, race 5 for the top of the program. Rock My World TL was 3rd. Money Like It Is finished 5th. Natural History 4th. Bridge of Love 6th. Barely Tricky, the winner. Ethiopia 2. Top Town 3, 5, 4, 6, 1, and 2. The quarter time 21. The half 57, 4. 3/4 126 and 3. Final time 157, 1/5. Trackside of official winner of the 5th race, sponsored by Neil Clark and Sons. It's goodbye, Barely Tricky, a 4-year-old Ohio sired son of Barely, Charlie Barley, and a Tricky Trendy of Pine Valley. Bred by Ohio State University, ATI of Ohio, is owned, trained, and driven by Randy. I can make them go faster. Tharps, 1:57.1. Barely Tricky scoring his 2nd of the season. And 12 life shot. 5th race blanket sponsored by Neil Clark and Sons. Let's send it down to Eric.
All right.
We're through 5. We turn the page to race 6, the one and only division of the 3-year-old filly trot, scratched down to a field of 5. We'll talk about all 5 when we come back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
We are back. Jay Wolf and Tom Beck bringing you all the action from Troy, Ohio. We were talking about the old Lebanon days, and yes, I did mean Tom Hope, judge at the Delaware County Fair for a long time. I have my 1993 trotting and pacing guide, which is always fun. Look back at the old stats from a long time ago. You were talking about Lebanon Raceway. The 4 leading, Lebanon back then had 2 meets. They had the winter meet and then they had the fall meet. The winter meet was won with 65 wins by Eric Ledford. Second was Ron Steck. Third was Mike Wilder. Fourth was Randy Tharps with 42 wins and Jim Daly with 40 wins. The fall meet was Mike Wilder with 57, 3 ahead of Jim Daly. Randy Tharps was third, tied with Eric Ledford. And Doug Rutzog had 27 wins and was the 4th leading driver during the fall meet at Lebanon in 1993. You mentioned the Ladbroke at the Meadows. You wouldn't think so, but Dave Pallone was the leading driver in 1993. 564 wins. Second was Doug Schneider. David Miller, the Buckeye, was third in 233 wins. Dean Zames was fourth, and Charlie Norris was fifth. Scioto Downs in 1993. Leading driver, one David Miller. Jeff Fout was runner-up. Greg Haston was your third leading driver at Scioto Downs in 1993. Ray Paver Jr. was fourth with 57 wins, and Herb Coven Jr. fifth in wins at the Scioto Downs meet 1993. Northfield Park, Raceway Park, Mike Wolf, Terry Buter, Terry Morgan, Brian Tropia, and Mark Hedworth were your top 5 drivers back in 1993. And who am I missing? Northfield Park. Kenny Doc Holliday was your leading driver in 1993, 229 wins that season. Jim Pantoliano was second with 196. David Hawk third, Don Irvine fourth, and Joe Essig Jr. fifth. Those were your leading drivers in the state of Ohio in 1993. Someone asked earlier how many wins on a card. The record back in 1993 was 12. Mike LaChance had 12 wins in 1987 at Yonkers. Most wins, one track, one day.
Horses on the track for the 6th race. These are 3-year-old trotting fillies in the Ohio Colt Racing Association, sponsored by Furry Friends Grooming Salon. A $12,706 purse here for the 3-year-old trotting fillies. The one is Madam L. On by the Levans of Ohio and Levan Stables, Dr. Louis Levan driving. 2, Long Legs Sally, owned by David Meyer and Kelly Meyer. David Meyer aboard. 3, Strike a Pose, Rory Moore and Susan Sandstrom, the owner. Driver is Manny Miller. The 4, Bank It, owner driver Rory Moore. 5 is Scratched. And the 6, SLF Timel Prize, owned by Doug and Gail Carson of Conroe, Ohio. Jason Beatty in the sulky. Field of 5. 3-year-old trotting fillies remain here in the 6th race.
That is your field of 5 for the 6th race. Number 1 is Madam L. Hank Levan trains for Levan Stables. Megan Levan, Hank Levan, and Rosemary Levan. Louis Levan will drive this Marseille filly. This has 1 win and 11 starts. That win was way back in Ottawa, 2:05.2. Number 2 is Long Leg Sally. David Meyer trains, reigns, and co-owns with Kelly Meyer. This is 1 win, 1 second, 1/3 in 7 seasonal starts. $7,000 purchase at the Blooded Horse Sale. Was 4th last time out at Urbana. Number 3 is Strike a Pose. Rory Moore trains and co-owns with Susan Sanderstrom of Grafton, Ohio. This 4 wins, 2 seconds in 7 seasonal starts. Manny Miller will get the driving assignment today with the Muscle Up the Gold filly. Second one from Rory Moore is Bank It. Rory Moore will drive this one. He owns trains the Break the Bank K filly. No wins, 2 seconds and a 1/3 in 7 seasonal starts. Made a break at the start last time out at Urbana and never was a factor. Number 5, Fancy Prize has been withdrawn. Number 6, SLF Timel Prize. Scott Ferguson trains this Enterprise filly for Douglas and Gail Carson of Conover, Ohio. 0 for 10 on the season. Jason Beatty will look to change that. Was 6th distance last time out at Urbana. That is your field of 5 for the 3-year-old filly trot. 1 division going for $12,706. 5 noses on the gate. All 5 will get a check, granted that they all finish. Half the field's facing north, the other half is facing south. They've asked him to take one more turn. Must be long mutual lines downstairs. Nice crowd here at the Chamber of Commerce night here at Troy. Tomorrow night, I believe we have wiener dog races before the start. So get here early, get our seats. The fastest wieners in the Midwest will be right here at Troy. We have one doing circles in the infield. I'm not sure if, Tom, you're getting that. It's one of the nicer fairs. There is literally nothing in the infield. We have 2 porta-johns, 3 cars, 1 ambulance, and 1 horse trailer used by the Outrider. Besides that, there is no obstructed views here. Field of 5 3-year-old filly trotters are now headed south behind the Mike and Becky Wolkenberg starting gate. Madam L, Long Leg Sally, Strike a Pose, Bank It, SLF Timel Prize. Starter calls these fillies to the gate. Send it up to Steve Cross.
The starting gate. Gates rolling. Three-year-old trotting fillies. Lining up, moving in. 6th race, sponsored by Fury Friends Grooming Salon. It's a field of 5. And it's post time at the Miami County Fair. And the gate swings into the stretch for the start. Here they come. They're off and trotting. Strike a Pose first to go. Long Leg Sally down to the inside. Madam L trotting out in 3rd. 4th to the outside. Bank It, SLF Timel Prize. The early trailer. Madam L breaking stride before the 8th. So they're on the backstretch now as they race over to the quarter-mile marker. Strike a Pose and Manny Miller to the outside of nose and neck a length. Long Leg Sally. David Myers trying to play hardball there and does as they reach the quarter-mile marker. The opening at quarter was 28-2. And Strike a Pose has just cleared, has made the front. Long Leg Sally to the inside will now follow along in 2nd. Bank It is another 5-6 lengths for the back in 3rd, with SLF Timel Prize 4th. Madam L having a rough go of it here, trails the field as off stride as they come to the halfway point. Manny Miller and Strike a Pose dictating the pace here as they lead to the half. Long Leg Sally and David Meyer on the inside follow along in 2nd. Bank It chipping away at the lead is now closing in 3rd, with SLF Timel Prize in 4th. Halfway Solman 59-4 as the 3-year-old trotting fillies make the turn to the backstretch. Strike a Pose, a muscle up the goal filly, has extended her lead. She's now 2.5 lengths to the good, but Long Legs Sally is still there as she comes back to the outside to pressure for the lead. They arrive at the 3/4-mile marker. Strike a Pose. Long Legs Sally inching closer. They're at the 3/4 in 1:30-2 as they trot the final turn. Strike a Pose, a length and a half. Long Leg Sally dropping back again to the outside. Bank It and SLF Timel Prize as they make the turn, trotting for home. And Strike a Pose has put away Long Leg Sally as they come down to the line. It's Strike a Pose. Strike a Pose will coast home a winner. Long Leg Sally finishes 2nd, and Bank It gets up for 3rd. Time of the mile, 2:01, 1/5.
2:01 and 1 for your winner, Strike a Pose. Roy Moore barn entries go 1 and 3. Strike oppose your winner, unofficial winner. Number 2, Long Legs Sally rallied to be second, and Bankit got up to be third. Unofficial 3, 2, 4. This one has been first or second and 7 of 8 starts. The time wasn't. Broke at Wilmington, but did get a 5th place check there. Jeff Nysonger in the bike. This is a muscle up the gold filly. Rory Moore trains and co-owns with Susan Sanderstrom. Both of them are from Grafton, Ohio. Muscle up the gold out of the Perfectly mare, Perfect Picture. 5 career wins. It was 0 for 12 last season. Did have a 2nd place finish, just $3,700 in earnings. With this win, will go over $21,000 this season for the Muscle Up the Gold filly. Strike oppose. That is your results for race number 6. That takes us to race 7, the penultimate. We'll come back and talk about all 6 of these free-for-all trotters when we come back after these messages from our sponsors.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Wallner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
We're back, bringing you action from Troy, the great Miami County Fair. Tomorrow racing Tuesday and Wednesday, the 12th and 13th at Henry County Fair in Napoleon, Ohio. Post time both nights, 6 p.m. Racing then moves to Rock Springs, Meigs County Fair Thursday and Friday. Post time, 1 o'clock from the Rock. Greenville starts their 3-day meet on the Friday the 15th. They race Friday 15th at 6:30, Saturday the 16th at 6:30. Come back for their big partial futurity card, August 21st, a Thursday, post time, 6:30. That'll be a stakes pack card with the partial futurities, the 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. The great thing about these races is they're open gate, or open sex, so fillies will be racing against the boys. We also have the John Robinson Memorial, $10,000 purse estimated. We'll have the Great Lakes Amateur Driving Pace and Great Lakes Amateur Driving Trot. And one of my new favorite series, the Terry Holton Youth Driving Series, will have a leg at Greenville. This year they renamed a couple of the races. The Gene Regal Memorial Pace will be the 3-year-old pace in the partial futurity. The 3-year-old trot will be the Jim Beakey Trot. Jim Beakey, longtime member of the legislature here in the state of Ohio, native of Greenville. The Great Dark County Fair. Sunday and Monday, the 17th and 18th of August. Wellington, Ohio, Lorain County. Post time Sunday, 3 o'clock. Post time on Monday, 11 a.m. Breakfast with the horses on Monday. Have a cup of coffee, eat a scone, watch some races. Seventh race is a free-for-all trot. The Skeeter Brown Memorial, R.J. Brown Memorial. Field of 6. Roy Wilson will drive the 2 Max's Beast. Emmanuel Miller will look to go back-to-back 6th and 7th race with Ultra Uncle. Rory Moore trains that one, so it would be a Miller-Moore double if that one can get home. One of the old war horses in this race, Lane of Stone, $818,000 in career earnings for the 9-year-old. We have 2 out, we need 4. 2 out, we need 4. One of the fanciest vehicles we have here in the county fairs dragging the track. It looks like a Subaru. You know, you've seen trucks, you've seen tractors, you've seen ATVs, but this is a Subaru. Take it back, it's a GMC Envoy. Looks like a Subaru. I think all the cars look alike. Can you see ourselves in 20 years saying, oh my God, look at that 2018 Kia? No, the 2019s had the funny windshield or the funny taillight. They're not going to say that when we're older. 7th of 8 races here at Marion, or at Henry. I'm looking at results of the program. The course was from Marion. It's hard to believe we're just a few weeks away from Labor Day. The summer has gone awfully quick. We have 3 out on the track. We need 3. Looks like all the horses this year are stabled in the top of the stretch barn area, which is very helpful. In past years, we've had drivers in the 6th race in the north part of the track. They would have to walk across the infield dragging their race bikes with them. Haven't seen that this year. I want to thank everyone who stayed with us tonight. A lot of options. Salina, the second and final night of the Salina meet. Second and final night of the Muskingum County Fair in Zanesville, Ohio. Z-Town is my town. If you're not familiar with Troy, it's in the western part of the state, west central portion of the state. We're about half hour north of downtown Dayton. right along I-75. Four of the six are on the track, so we're going to have the post parade anyway. That is your field for this 7th race, the free-for-all trot, the Skeeter Brown Memorial, R.J. Brown Memorial, $4,500. Number 1 is Unhinged. Roger Hughes Jr. trains and owns this one. Jason Beatty drives the 5-year-old Uncle Peter. 0 for 20 on the season, has 14 career wins in 66 career starts. $112,000 plus in earnings, was second last time out at Urbana, timed in 59 and 4. Number 2 is Max's Beast. Roy Wilson will drive. Sharif Kumla. Amir Najer from Michigan owns this 10-year-old Cantab Hall gelding. 2 wins in 20 seasonal starts. Has a lifetime mark of 53 and 3 at Philadelphia as a 3-year-old. This one is now 10. Last time out was a 6th place finish at Scioto Downs, timed in 56 and 1. Number 3 is Ultra Uncle. Emmanuel Miller and Rory Moore will look to go back-to-back. Rory Moore owns this Uncle Peter 5-year-old. 1 win in 4 seasonal starts, 16 for 50 lifetime, mark of 53 and 3 last year at Dayton. Was a winner last time out at Urbana. Won with Ronnie Gillespie in the bike, 2 minutes, 2 fifths. Number 5 is Lane of Stone, 9-year-old stallion. Wishing Stone, Mark Winters trains for Harry Horowitz. Jeff Neissanger will drive this one. 1 win, 5 seconds, and 3/3 in 26 seasonal starts. 154 lifetime starts, 40 wins, earnings of excess of $818,000. Number 5 is Heavenly Hope. Michelle Caldwell owns, trains, and drives this one. Wishing Stone, 8-year-old gelding. 0 for 17 on the season. 7 of 166 lifetime, $108,000 in career earnings. Lifetime mark last year as a 7-year-old. 56 and 4 at Miami Valley. Rounding out the field of 6 is the 6 Hit Like Crazy. Hank Levan trains. Louis Levan drives for Brent Hirschberger of Sugar Creek, Ohio. 2 wins, 5 seconds, and 4 thirds in 28 seasonal starts. Has 118 lifetime, $37,000 this year for the 5-year-old Crazy Wow gelding. Was 2nd place last time out at Urbana with Hank Levan in the bike time, 2 minutes and 4 fifths behind Ultra Uncle. That is your field of 6 for the Skeeter Brown Memorial free-for-all trot. Purse $4,500. Lane of Stone doing double duty. Stands in the spring and limited book, obviously, but races here in the summer here in the state of Ohio. $818,000. Lifetime mark of 53 and 1 at Miami Valley as a 3-year-old. Currently a 9-year-old. Field of 6 behind the Wokenberg starting gate. Slowly making their way south. Behind the gate, field of 6 for the Skeeter Brown Memorial. We'll send it over to Steve Cross.
Gate is moving. It's post time for the R.J. Brown Memorial free-for-all trot. Field of 6. Lining it, moving in. It's Unhinged with Jason Beatty, Max's Beast, Roy Wilson, Ultra Uncle, Manny Miller, Lane of Stone, and Jeff Nysonger. Michelle Caldwell has Heavenly Hope from Post 5 and Hit Like Crazy with Louis Levan. The gate swings into the stretch for the start of the R.J. Brown Memorial. Here they come. And they're off, and it's Lane of Stone trying it for the lead. Unhinged will have the inside advantage there. Max's Beast between horses. They trot 3 wide into the first turn, and Max's Beast on the inside. Coming away in the fourth then, a fifth to the outside. It's Hit Like Crazy and Heavenly Hope, the trailer. They're on the backstretch now, and Ultra Uncle forging to the lead. Unhinged is off stride before the quarter. So leading the way, it's Ultra Uncle and Manny Miller. Lane of Stone looking to take a seat in behind the leader in second. Hit Like Crazy advances to third now off a quarter 28-1. Max's Beast on the inside races fourth. Fifth to the inside, Heavenly Hope. And Unhinged back trotting, and is trailing as they turn this way, coming to the halfway point. Leading the way, it's Ultra Uncle. Ultra Uncle leading the way. Then it's the veteran Lane of Stone sitting in the pocket there, waiting patiently for Nysonger. Hit Like Crazy, now a contender. He's just 3 off the lead. Max's Beast on the inside is closing in as well. The half was 58-3 as they circle the clubhouse turn, stepping onto the backstretch. Ultra Uncle has a lead 2. Lane of Stone now beginning to chase in second as Hit Like Crazy drops back 3 lengths third. Then it's Max's Beast, another 2.5 lengths fourth. For the back, it's Heavenly Hope coming to the outside, Unhinged. Moving from last, they pass the 3/4. Ultra Uncle has been there nearly every step of the way. 3/4 and 127-4. It's Ultra Uncle. Lane of Stone is gearing up to go from second. Hit Like Crazy has one last try on the outside with less than an eighth of a mile to go in the R.J. Brown Memorial. Turning for home, it's Ultra Uncle. Ultra Uncle out there by 2.5, 3. Lane of Stone to the outside is out of time. It's Ultra Uncle. Ultra Uncle wins the R.J. Brown Memorial. Lane of Stone finishes second. Hit Like Crazy third. The mile 157-2.
157-2 for Ultra Uncle. Manuel Miller, Roy Moore go back to back here in races 6 and 7. This is a 5-year-old by Uncle Peter out of the Guida Muscle mare Ultra Muscle. Roy Moore bred this one as well. Second win in 5 seasonal starts, a best this year, 57-2. 3 wide going into the first turn, and Unhinged on the inside made a break. That would allow Ultra Uncle to take a easy lead. Lane of Stone sat patiently behind it, just ran out of time and stamina as he couldn't get past the winner. Unofficial 3, 4, 6. Three, 4, 6 unofficial. Back in front of your stands, your winner of the 7th, Ultra Uncle, Manny Miller, Rory Moore. Back-to-back races 6 and 7. Free for all trotters.
Results are official. Race 7, Unhinged with 5. Max's
Race number 8 is the second of 2 divisions of the conditioned events. Field of 5. Justin Hall will drive the 4 Impactful Stretch. Emmanuel Miller will drive the 5 McCardle's Chat. We'll talk about all 5 when we come back after this final commercial break.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
We are back. Jay Wolf and Tom Beck bringing you all the action from Troy, Ohio. This is our last of 8 races tonight, first of 2 nights. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 exciting races, post time at 6:30. We will be on YouTube again tomorrow as we have Napoleon Racing at 6. There's also so Napoleon will get to us first, so they get the Facebook Live, and we'll be relegated, if you will, to YouTube. But I tell you what, I like YouTube better because I can put that right on my big screen TV and watch it. It's a little bit harder to do the chats, but hey,
yes,
I'd rather see it live or big and large on TV.
Yes, I've had much more luck with YouTube than Facebook over the years.
Tom, is this the only fair you do every year?
No, I do a few more. I'm going to be up in, Lima next week, and then I have another trip to north central Ohio. Going to spend a day up there. So doing about 4 or 5 fairs.
Good.
Yeah.
You said you had to knock the rust off?
Oh, I got some rust I'm knocking off. Yeah, absolutely.
They always throw us a curveball with the sound, but you seem to hit it well.
I think we finally got it figured out and
hung the curve.
I'll bring some extra stuff tomorrow.
Tomorrow
so
we'll blame Doug Ballinger tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow will be my fault.
Always fun to bring you the action. We invite you, if you're here with a passport, come by and see us. We have yet to sign a passport.
I have not signed any.
So again, if you have a passport and you turn it in and it has a little sticker under Troy, Tom and I are going to call the judges. We're going to inquiry into the usually as the races go on, they fire them off a little faster. It seems like quite the opposite. We're having a hard time getting the guys back on the track after the next race. Field of 5, we have 1 on the track. Thank everyone for their patience tonight. While we work through some audio issues early. Bring you a good show. Bring you all the action from all 66 fairs in the state of Ohio. That, my friends, is impressive. The number of crews they have going.
And every venue is different.
Yep.
And they all have their challenges.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really an amazing feat.
I did a story on the traveling road show known as the OHHA a couple years ago on Harness Racing Update. Just think this all started because of COVID. We had to bring you the action. A lot of the county fairs would not let attend it, so we would have to bring you the action for all the COVID races. If there's anything good that came out of COVID, it's this coverage.
Well, I do some, when I'm not doing this, I'll do local sports, high school sports and all that for the Milton Union School District. And that was the same thing. They wouldn't let me in there. Then COVID hit. And they're like, ooh, this is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then
Amazing how things change.
Yep. Then the next year, like, well, you know, we're letting people back in, but we're going to let you stream again. You know, and they thought they'd lose a lot of, you know, tickets, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah. What school district?
Milton Union.
Milton Union. What's their nicknames?
Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs.
Yep. So
it's amazing. You got aunts and uncles and grandparents who may not live in the area that want to watch their grandson, nephew, granddaughter, or niece.
Well, you know, it was really nice, especially being at a high school program during COVID and all that. We'd be streaming on YouTube, and I'd look at the chat and all that. You would have either college students locked in their dorm rooms or people just shut in at home and all that. It was nice to watch the chats and see people reconnect and forget about the worries and the stress and you know, just enjoy the sport, whether it be harness racing or whatever. You know, that was very, you know, fulfilling and made what I've done for 40 years worthwhile.
It was also a more simpler time.
Yes.
You know, you didn't have to worry about going out to dinner and hustle and bustle.
Big crowds anywhere.
You'd go on walks.
Yeah.
You know, you'd go take animals for walks. You just had to walk on the opposite side of the street or 20 feet from everybody.
That being said, I wouldn't want to go through
No, I don't think we will go back. I think everyone saw the hardships everyone went through. Let's see. I see four of our five. Fifth one's coming on the track, so I predict we're going to get the call to post very quickly here for the 8th and final at the Miami County Fair.
Red ticket number.
Horses on the track for the 8th race. Condition Pacers, sponsored by R&K Clark Farms. Purse of $1,250. Number 1 is Better Than a Million, leased by Kenneth Hurst of Dayton, driven by Jason Beatty. The 2, Felicious, owned and driven by Michelle Caldwell of Leesburg. 3, Skipping Stone, Sherry Watts of Florida, the owner, Alan Willems aboard. 4, Impactful Stretch, owned by Kent Wolf of Syracuse. Drivers change, Justin Hall on the 4. And a 5, McCardle's Chat, owned by Mike Feitzans of Arcanum. Driver change, Manny Miller on the 5. 8th race, Condition Pacers, sponsored by R&K Clark Farms.
Number 1 is Better Than a Million. Kenny Hurst is the lessee to trainer. This one will be driven by Jason Beatty. 4 wins in 23 seasonal starts for the 4-year-old Bet of a Legend N. Lifetime earnings, $122,000. Last time out was a 5th place at Urbana. Number 2 is Fearlicious. Michelle Caldwell owns, trains, and reigns this Fear the Dragon gelding, 4-year-old. 1 win this year out of 12, 1 of 33 lifetime. That win came back on May 20th at Scioto Downs. Non-winners of 1, Condition Claimer, 55 flat with Chris Page in the bike. Number 2 is Skipping Stone. Brian Georges trains for Sherry Watts. Alan Willems will drive this one. 0 for 17, 11 for 188 lifetime, $174,000 in career earnings. Was second last time out at Urbana with Mr. Willems in the bike. Number 4 is Impactful Stretch. Kent Wolf trains and owns this. Do Me That Again. This will be driven by Justin Hall. 0 for 7 on the season, 2 of 50 lifetime. Has a mark of 55 and 2 last time as a 3-year-old last season. Number 5, McCardle's Chat. Emmanuel Miller will look to go back to back to back. Craig Bowman is the trainer of this McCardle 4-year-old gelding. 0 for 21 on the season, has 2 wins in 60 lifetime starts, has 12 second-place finishes during career, $45,877 for the 4-year-old. That is your field for the Condition event, 8th and final here from Troy, Ohio. Number 1, Better Than a Million, looks like getting some equipment adjustments. That has now been completed and is now back on the track. Field of 5 going for $12,000 or $1,250. Downstairs. Starter has called the 5 for the 8th and final here at Troy.
Gate is moving. Condition Pacers lining up, moving in. It's post time at Troy, Ohio. Field of 5. Behind the Mike Walkenberg starting gate. The gate swings into the stretch for the start. Here they come. Here, off and pacing better than a million from the inside for the late Fearlicious. There between horses. To the outside, a Skipping Stone is wide of the turn. Impactful stretch with a ground-saving trip on the inside 4th. Last and 5th is McCardle's Chat. Off the turn to the backstretch they go. Better than a million, and Jason Beatty with the lead by a 2. The outside, a Skipping Stone is parked and pressing on. Down to the inside, Fearlicious blocked behind the leader 3rd. Impactful stretch is next with McCardle's Chat at the back of the pack, 28 and 3. The quarter time, better than a million on the inside, has a nose in front. To the outside, Skipping Stone pressing on. Fearlicious behind battling leaders 3rd with Impactful stretch in 4th. Down past the stands, and Skipping Stone to the outside pokes a nose in front. But better than a million will have the inside advantage as they race into the clubhouse turn 2nd time through. They hit the half, better than a million, and Skipping Stone nose to nose, wheel to wheel at the half and 59. Better than a million retakes now and leads 3 parts of a length. Skipping Stone to the outside, racing in 2nd. Michelle Caldwell has Fearlicious trapped to the inside, waiting for room there. And to the outside, McCardle's Chat. Manny Miller, second over now. To the outside is well placed with that cover 4th. Impact stretch back to the inside is trailing in 5th. They pass the 3/4 mile marker. Better than a million. Skipping Stone. They've been slugging it out every step of the way. 3/4 and 1, 28 and 4. Better than a million on the inside. Skipping Stone to the outside. And McCardle's Chat just off the outside, waiting in the wings. They've less than a 16th of a mile to go. And down the lane they come. Better than a million on the inside. Outside it's Skipping Stone. Better than a million clings to the lead. Skipping Stone, one last surge. It's not enough. Better than a million hangs on to win. Skipping Stone finishes 2nd with McCardle's Chat 3rd.
Better than a million goes gate to 158 and 4 for your winner. Better than a million. Jason Beatty goes gate to wire with this 4-year-old Bet of a Legend N. Kenny Hurst is the lessee and the trainer. Complexion of this race really changed in the opening turn. Alan Woolhams and the 3 Skipping Stone had a decision to make whether to press on and challenge the lead or take a tuck in behind Fearlicious. Decided to go ahead and try for the lead. Could never clear, was parked the entire mile. Was a game 2nd, though, in 158 and 4 unofficial. 1-3-5. 1-3-5 unofficial. with the win. Jason Beatty would pick up his second win. If this does go official, Manny Miller will have 2 driving wins. Jason Beatty will have 2 in the 8 race card. On the training side, Rory Moore Jr. is the only one to double up, has 2 wins, back-to-back races 6 and 7. That wraps it up for our 8 race card here, the first of 2 nights at the Miami County Fair in Troy, Ohio. Jay Wolf and Tom Beck, thanking you for watching us tonight. We invite you to come back tomorrow at 6:30. Watch for us on YouTube. Until then, have a good night, everyone.